Hello and welcome to this very first roadmap since the release of Train Sim World 4. We're going to be doing a walkthrough of it, giving my thoughts on the content of this roadmap or some things that should have been in this roadmap. So hopefully you enjoy this video. If you do, please consider hitting that like button and also subscribing. It really is appreciated. So without further ado, let's jump into the roadmap. And as you can see, this is a really good graphic in front of us, and we can see what's coming in now to 3 months, 4 to 6 months, and 6 months plus. I'm going to kind of leave the 4 to 6 months plus kind of just to one side because it's so far away. What we're really focused on is what's coming in the next couple of weeks and months. So the first one you will notice, which is Maintalbahn Aschaffenburg to Miltenberg. So apologies if I butchered the pronunciation there. It's a new German route, which we'll show some pictures of shortly. We also know it's renamed Blackpool Preston Ormskirk. It's now going to be called Blackpool Branches. I kind of like that. And just put it right there up front, there's still no release date for it, which I'm surprised. I thought we would have a release date by now. It's an unnamed Swiss route, and then we've got some gameplay packs and of course the post-release improvements. One of the things actually that really caught my eye was release date to be confirmed, mainly a route from Alan Thompson Simulation. It's the first time that's appeared on the roadmap, and also a route from Union Workshop. So nice to know that there's also two other things in the works. We don't know anything about what Skyhook Games are working on at the moment, so I guess we'll just continue to speculate. So I guess the too long didn't read summary. We've got the new route, which we touched upon. There's an update on Blackpool Branches, Preston, Blackpool Ormskirk, a bit about formation design and suspension improvements, PC editor, the initial thoughts, photo mode showcase, update on Xbox crashes, mods, and New York Trenton. A patch is coming today, and then finally an inside development, which I will absolutely leave yourselves to look through at your own leisure, and I'll leave a link to the roadmap in the description below. So absolutely, this is the first roadmap since the release of Train Sim World 4. Thank you for all your excitement, feedback, patience as we released Train Sim World 4. Yeah, absolutely, it was fairly smooth. There were obviously a few issues with content not becoming available if you already owned it, but I think generally speaking that's now been resolved. The one that kind of still is sticking around is the Xbox crashing, which I think we'll touch upon a little bit later in the roadmap. Pretty crazy stat there. Over 800,000 services and gameplay sessions have been played since the release. That's pretty impressive. And then we'll carry on. So I guess the big news for this roadmap is the new German route, which they say congratulations to you, to the eagle-eyed viewers that noticed our tease. I don't think it was a tease. That was not on purpose. I'm not buying that for 1 second. That was an accidental leak, which is kind of, I guess, forced their hand perhaps a little bit earlier than they'd expect. We haven't got too much detail on Maintalbahn. We know it's from Aschaffenburg to Miltenberg, and it will be coming with the BR642, along with the 363 to do some shunting with freight, and also it's set in the modern day, so we'll get the layering of the BR628 in its red DB livery if you own a Niedertalbahn. The 642 is a Siemens Zero diesel multiple unit, so it's definitely going to have that modern feel. And the price, interestingly, is going to be $24.99. So this is a little bit lower than we've come to expect in the sort of past couple of months with new routes. Having a quick look at the kind of the length, it's not hugely lengthy, so that might be an influence as to why it's a little bit less than normal, but I guess as we get some more information, as it kind of says here, we'll understand a little bit better. But here's some kind of shots of the 642. It does look pretty nice, I have to say. It's always good to get another diesel multiple unit from Germany, so not against that, that's for sure. We'll just show you the route actually. You can see Aschaffenburg. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's quite a few stops along the way. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It's I believe that's set in Bavaria as well. So I'm sure there'll be some spectacular scenery, as you can kind of see in the background there. Nice looking 642 there in the dark. We've got a bit of the interior cab. Looking pretty nice. Some good looking buildings as well. There you go, the 363 and the 642 together inside the train itself in the passenger cabin. Oh, that's quite interesting, the DB logo on the floor there. That's a neat little addition. There we go. We've got the 642 and the 628 together. So that's what we know about that route so far. No kind of indication on release date. So hopefully there'll be some more information coming in the next couple of weeks. Then we move on to Blackpool branches. So it's renamed because Preston Blackpool Ormskirk wasn't necessarily the catchiest of titles. So Blackpool branches absolutely works for me, I think. So this route is being developed by Just Trains, and they've been teasing a lot of pictures of the route and the locos that you'll get to see across the route, along with some of the timetable aspects. So it's looking really impressive, and this is one I'm personally very, very excited for. You can see there's been a lot of care and detail put into this route. And this is just really giving us an update on some of the iconic landmarks that you will see along the route. And there's a link to, I believe, their own website where they go into a little bit more depth. But you can see Blackpool Tower there. We've got a roller coaster. We've got a mill. These are fantastic. You can see there's been a lot of time spent in developing these landmarks, and it really does make the difference. We've got a viaduct there. We've got St. Walburg's Church, we've got a water tower. So yeah, and then I think this is a nice little video as well you can have a look at in terms of their timetable. This is set at to Preston, and you can see the comings and goings, and it does really feel nice and busy. So personally, really looking forward to this route. Shame we didn't get a date on its release or any indication it'll be coming in the next month. So yeah, just kind of got to watch this space. And we move on to Formation Designer. So they announced this alongside the release of Train Sim 4 that this, I guess, feature would be coming, and it will allow you to create your own consists, and you can plug kind of, I guess, I'm not sure in terms of, I guess, the limitations, whether they have to be suitable to be connected to one another, or if you can just go mad and connect all sorts together. We'll have to wait and see, but this is just a bit of an update to say that work is ongoing. Yeah, you go, sample custom formation, new interface, 100 vehicles long, more powerful train. You'll need to be moving it, I guess, if you want to perhaps do, a long American freight train, perhaps something like that. Some of the options that are available, very handy flip information. Okay. General UI, I don't think that's it's good, but want to see more, I think. And then we talk about suspension improvements. So that's obviously ongoing. If anyone's tried putting the Training Centre 3T3 on East Coast Main Line, you'll see that is interesting, I think. So I think there's a lot more work needed on the suspension front. So we'll just kind of wait and see what happens with that. The new Colnalcon timetable, that's obviously still ongoing. Nothing really much more on that front. And then we get into the post-launch patch. This is the first one that we can expect, and that's to address some issues with Bremen Oldenburg, passengers not being visible, increases club access, increases the brake hits on the Rotem cab cars, Azuma coach gangways now connected. Well, that's good. So that's nice to see. Putting the polish on now, so you can expect this launch very soon. I'd imagine that will be very, very soon. And then we've got a future patches. Our plan is smaller frequent. Well, that would be nice, but I'll wait and see that. wait to see if that actually comes to fruition. But haptic feedback too strong, missing collectibles, scoring is absolutely broken. It's far too easy to get platinums. Imported deliveries, camera navigability, free roam crashing. Yes, I've experienced that. Azuma, AWS, and motor sounds. Yes, it has been increased, but I think it could be a little bit better. The one thing that I'm really irritated not to see in this roadmap is any kind of indication as to when Train Sim World 3 players can expect the patches that they've been promised. Where is that, Dovetail Games? Come on, you need to do better. Then it goes a bit of a photo mode showcase. So nice looking Vectron there with the sun. And then we've got the F125. Yeah, just some nice shots really. Just showing off what photo mode can do. It has been a definite improvement. Then we go into the PC editor. So I think it's fair to say that a lot of people have been diving into this. There's quite limited in terms of the documentation or tutorials at the moment, so that will, I guess, get better over time. They've linked here the Unreal Engine 4 beginner tutorial that perhaps gives you a little bit of a start. And then we can see some people starting to create some things in PC Editor. So I don't think there's too much to dive in to at this point. Then we've got Livery Designer usability. Whilst this is a recurring theme of this month, we want to talk about the change to Livery Designer, how you find the tool. Let us know. Okay, well, yeah, fine. Community talking points, absolutely. Xbox crashing. There's some excuse about using dev kits versus retail kits. I guess, yep, it's good to know, but when is this going to be fixed, I suppose, is the real question. It's just kind of saying ongoing at the moment, which is a little bit of shame. I think especially when people are experiencing crashings, that should be front and center, trying to be fixed first before some of the other issues. Especially for a brand new game, it's not giving people a good first impression. Player mods, we know that player mods currently don't work, which so if you're, very much like downloading some of the enhancement packs that the community put together, currently at the moment they don't work, and there's some work ongoing to try and work out how to get the work in again, I guess. So fingers crossed that will be sooner rather than later, because they do make a big difference to the route. So yeah, can't wait for that. Obviously, one of the other big patches that came with Train Sim World 4 is the New York Trenton timetable. I think it's been widely reported that the patches and the new timetable has caused quite a number of issues, especially around New York Penn, in terms of it being very stuttery, which I think Train Sim World as a franchise is becoming a little bit synonymous with. So I think they need to try and break that, if I'm honest. Yeah, that's not ideal, because I think people have been looking forward to the revised timetable, only to kind of, hit some performance issues. We've got some your questions, which kind of doesn't really answer too much, other than we're trying to resolve the crashing issue and then focus on further improvements. So this is around what updates do you have planned? Okay, doesn't really tell us too much. The improved OHLE, I think that's been people have been quite vocal that it's too dark or too black in color. Will this be addressed? And the simple answer is we're assessing the options. So basically, no, I think is the answer. And then we go into the inside development, which like I said up front, I'll let you to read in your own time. So if you want to check out the live stream, perhaps put some of your own questions to the makers of Train Sim World, you can do so with the live stream later today. And this wraps up this video quite nicely. So just a reminder, if you like this video, please consider hitting that like button and also subscribing. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.